But what I see so often is when people start trying to swing with more speed, everything gets out of sync, the body goes, the hands stay behind, and there's no power there because there's no restoring of the loft and there's no whipping of the toe of the club past the heel of the club. And there's just so much power right there. So you can get the benefit of both, faster hips and fast hands. That's what the best players in the world are doing, right? So as we get older, we may not be able to do what they can do, but we can do our version of it, which is better than what we used to do, right? So that's kind of our goal right here. Let me show you how to do it. I talk a lot about efficiency. I'm so obsessed with helping older players keep their distance. I'm trying to keep my distance, maybe gain some distance here and playing against some younger guys around here. And it is so important. It makes the game so much more fun when you can hit it longer. And I always talk about maximizing the efficiency of the strike as you get older. And that is one of those things that you can do to really hit it a lot longer. And when I talk about maximizing the efficiency of the strike, what I'm talking about is swinging that club path from the inside on the downswing and getting the toe of the club to whip past the heel of the club. I call this the effortless power forearm rollover release. And it's a huge power move because most players are making this chicken wing style move right here. Club head lags way behind, it's going way too slow. And if you just change this position right here, it's the exact same frame in the swing if you were looking at it on video, but instead of the club being here, it's here. And so not only does that make the toe of the club whip past the heel of the club, that provides so much of the pop when the toe of the club swings past the heel of the club. As long as that club path is traveling from the inside, we want that toe really whipping past the heel of the club with speed. That provides so much of the pop, but with this chicken wing club's way back here, if we're in that effortless power forearm rollover release, the club's all the way up there. So it's traveling faster too, okay? That's maximizing the efficiency of the strike. So it looks something like this, right? Where it's just like this move right here. And I talk about if you had a string attached from the butt end of the golf club to your sternum, think about that string staying taut throughout the swing right here. Right? If you're gonna keep that string attached to your chest right here, or attached to your sternum, you wouldn't hold the angle, right? A lot of people are talking about holding the angle to get whip and power. And what I find is that really just messes players up because we wanna restore the loft at impact and allow the toe of the club to whip past the heel of the club for power. And the feeling here, look what that does. If this is just pointed right at my sternum right here, that we're gonna restore loft at impact, and then we're gonna whip that toe on past the heel of the club. Totally different move than this holding this lag and all of this kind of stuff. So that's the maximizing of the efficiency. But I think because I talk about that so much, I think that a lot of times people think that I don't advocate for speed. And I want you to have as much speed as possible, as long as you don't sacrifice that maximizing of the efficiency and that delivering of the energy of the club to the golf ball through those things that I was just talking about. But what I see so often is when people start trying to swing with more speed, everything gets out of sync, the body goes, the hands stay behind, and there's no power there because there's no restoring of the loft and there's no whipping of the toe of the club past the heel of the club. And there's just so much power right there. But of course, if you can keep the hands, body, arms, club head all in sync together and keep that whipping action, we want to do that with as much speed as possible, right? So one way that I like to think about this is that we want to reach maximum speed. Here's a good thing to just a mental image right here. Think about reaching the toe of the club, not just the club overall, but the toe of the club. Think about it reaching maximum speed right up here somewhere. It's somewhere up here. I don't know exactly where, but somewhere up here is that mental image of where we want to think about that toe of the club reaching maximum speed. And you can see when I do that, my hands, body, arms, everything stays in sync. So I'm going, trying to reach maximum speed with that right up here, right? But when I think about reaching maximum speed with that toe, it's gonna pass my hands and we're gonna get that kind of move right there that's really going to add that speed. The other piece to the speed, of course, is the rotational hip speed. Okay, and this is something that we want those hips to move fast, but just as I said, as long as they don't move so fast that the hands, body, arms, that the effortless power, you don't want to lose your effortless power forearm rollover release because your hips are going too fast. Essentially, that's it. Hips can go as fast as they want as long as you're getting your effortless power forearm rollover release and you're not making this move, okay? So that's the big key here, and there's a way to practice this that I want to show you that's really easy to speed up your hips and make sure that you don't lose that sync and lose that effortless power forearm rollover release, so you can get the benefit of both faster hips and fast hands. That's what the best players in the world are doing, right? So as we get older, we may not be able to do what they can do, but we can do our version of it, which is better than what we used to do, right? So that's kind of our goal right here. Let me show you how to do it. All right, so what you're gonna need for this, an alignment stick, okay? And it just goes under the grip of the club. You can put it, I don't know, maybe 18 inches down, something like that, but you wanna have a pretty good extension right here, right? And the purpose of this is how we start to work on getting the hips, exaggerating some of the hip speed right here. And so we're breaking this into two parts. This first part here, we're going to not have that effortless power forearm rollover release. This kind of isolates the hip action so that you can get the hips going faster without the hands going faster. So this is not what we want in the end, but this is just kind of what we do to start to get those hips going faster. And this is called the rib cracker. We put the alignment stick under the grip and we're trying to not hit ourselves with this right here, okay? And so if you're not going to hit yourself with this and the club's going to travel through impact, something's gonna have to make it travel through impact, right? And that something is gonna be that hip rotation. If you're not gonna do it with the hands and you're not gonna hit yourself right here, you're gonna practice this, right? So if I practice not hitting myself, now look at the extreme exaggeration of the hips, way, way more hip rotation than we want. But the point is that I'm just exaggerating the hip speed and feeling that exaggeration of hip speed, okay? So you do a little bit of that to really start to feel those hips getting active and turning through impact. Now you start to picture, now we are going back to that picturing of the string and the sternum right here, right? Now we've got the hips going, but we're trying to make sure that we're reaching maximum speed up here, toe of the club whipping past the heel of the club, toes reaching maximum speed up here, this attached to our sternum right here, so that now we're going hips, but also whoosh, right? Now we're going hips and whoosh. And with that, I'm still going to, even though I'm getting the hip rotation now, I'm still also getting that whip. And I mean, that's all that effortless power is. Those are all the elements to it. There's nothing else. As long as you're swinging from the inside so that you can get your arms extended and make that effortless power forearm rollover release, then it's just a matter of how fast can your hips go without your effortless power forearm rollover release getting out of sync and your hips going too fast and losing that release and going back to that chicken wing, right? So those are the only, there's nothing else. I mean, swinging from the inside, making the effortless power forearm rollover release, hip rotation, and that whipping of the head of the club kind of past the hands through and after impact. Those are all of the elements for speed. So that's how I would practice that. Just put that under the grip of the club, and then it's like, okay, no hands. Really isolating hips. Now going hips, but hands, feeling speed up here. And that's it. Then we just go ahead and hit one here and see if we can get one with a little bit of pop on it here. Oh, that's just a nice little draw out there. And that's about running through the fairway. Anything It's a dog leg left here. So anything at or left of that bunker here is good.
Hey, I get a lot of requests to see these swings in slow motion. Here's what I want you to see here. Number one, this is one cheap move with the stance closed a little bit. That helps you swing from the inside on the downswing. Here's another cheat, the closed face grip. We've got this V going towards that shoulder, this V going towards that shoulder. There should be a lot of cup between the back of that lead hand, back of the lead forearm. That closed face grip really helps you whip the toe of the club past the heel. And it is critical that you've got that path swinging from the inside on the downswing. And when I say swinging from the inside, here's what I mean. See where this club head is here. Then in the next frame, it's right here. And it's coming down well inside the hands. That is that inside downswing. As long as you're getting that club path coming from the inside on the downswing, you can roll these hands over as quickly as you want. And it's really counterintuitive because it feels like you're swinging to the right, your path to the right, and then it feels like you're whipping that club face to the left, and then the ball goes straight. So kind of a weird thing. Let's flip back around and look at this swing from the front here. And this is the actual swing from the lesson. So you'll see a lot of club blur there, and a lot of people ask about my lead arm being a little bent at the top of the swing right here. What I'm always looking for is space between the hands and the head. I don't care if there's a little bit of bend of that lead arm to the top of the swing. And then the question is this a whip or is this a flip? And here you can see at impact, still in a little bit of this hands leading kind of position right here. And then just past impact, watch how quickly the hands roll over as the arms extend. So that's a pretty fast release. As I said before, as long as you're swinging from the inside, you can whip that toe of the club past the heel of the club, and you are not going to hit it left. You're going to end up hitting it straight. Kind of a weird thing there, but that is how swinging from the inside and that effortless power forearm rollover release and getting that whip, that's how that produces that effortless power. Now let's hit one more good drive here and we'll wrap it up.
Such a good feeling. I feel like added a little bit of speed, still had that little bit of draw on. I had that nice little release, and I could feel that whip of the toe of the club past the heel of the club, nice trajectory, nice release, all of those effortless power elements coming together. So instead of just maximum efficiency here, now we're adding a little bit of speed to that maximum efficiency. So, and again, always, 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 just, you have to make these little rehearsal moves in between. Every time you hit a ball without going through these little rehearsals, you're going back to your old habits. It's that simple. Every time you hit one without going back to, all right, fast hips, no hands, feeling those hips moving, okay? Felt that. Now, fast hips, fast hands, maximum speed up here, toe of the club whipping past the heel of the club, string from the butt end of the club to my sternum, and feeling all of that. Nice soft arms here. And I am doing these little cheat moves, if you know what I talk about with that all the time, where we go in here with the closed face grip, just close that stance, just a hair right here, that little hip bump. Now it's kind of fast hips and fast hands here. And there's another just popped off that club face. That's kind of in towards the center of that bunker right there. But just a nice, solid feeling shot. So I just wanted to talk about some of these simple things that you can do. There are, of course, all kinds of protocols that you can do to really build even more speed and do speed training and all of that kind of stuff. But these really simple concepts can help you get those hips going faster, but never at the sacrifice of losing your effortless power forearm rollover release.